Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are here with Austin from Ohio, and today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025. I was going to bring this one up the other day. I was going to play you guys the clip of it doesn't matter where the guy works, ABC, CNN, NBC, mainstream media. Brian Kilmeade, how they were on there talking about the homeless problem, and they said, oh, our solution is if you don't accept our help and you don't want to do what we tell you to do, even though we created all these conditions, you got to take an involuntary injection. And then this guy says, yeah, we're just going to kill him. In America, on American television, in a supposed free country that the normies believe, if everything was above board, the normies believe we live in this free country. Something like this. Oh, go away, CNN. Something like this to be said in the supposed so-called free world on national television through the so-called free press that we supposedly have, correct? Talking about killing Americans. First of all, that is a treasonous statement. Talking about an entire group of people that were forced to be that group of people by the same people who are, well, have their hand up the ass of these mouthpieces. Same people create the conditions, have a bunch of homeless people. Oh, best solution, kill them. You think it'll stop there? And this guy got ripped. And I just seen a video today where he apologized, and I'll bring that up, but it doesn't even matter. I might not bring it up because it's just stupid. He apologized, he still has his job. How? People have gotten fired for saying less. He could say this on national television about killing people, but the whole, another one of their psychological operations, this whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, people are paying attention to that. Oh, Trump's taking people off TV for saying this and that. Yeah, trivial things that don't matter whatsoever. They're stupid. This guy literally said that they will execute homeless people while homeless people are going missing. I have reports, personal reports, in Ohio, Toledo, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, are 4 major cities in Ohio. People going missing. How the government is, and not just here, other states, how the government is purposely not flushing down wastewater in order to get the entire downtown to start, where the homeless people are, to start smelling really bad, so the public turns against them in order for them to be able to make comments like this. So while people are going back and forth on what's important to Jimmy Kimmel and who's gonna get fired next for saying something about Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump, this guy is talking about involuntary injection. You know, most of us in the United States are 1 or 2 weeks, or a month. I'll give it a month. If most people in the United States didn't have income for a month, we would all be homeless. Now we're in that category. And where do you think they're going to take these homeless people? Where do you think they're going to go? So I'll show you where they're going to go. But first, but basically he just says that this is an extremely callous remark. No, you think? Look at this smug bastard. After shocking many, but not too many, because most people are focused on other things, by saying mentally ill homeless people should be put to death. Oh no, he didn't say they should be put to death, because that would imply that they would be tried and, that they committed a crime. But being homeless is not a crime. Just living is not a crime. I might cuss a couple times in this. I'm getting very upset. This is why I started making videos again. Okay, so his exact words, yeah, we should just kill him. That's what this guy said. The other guy said the thing about the involuntary ejection. This guy said, yeah, we should just kill him. Just straight up. Just, no emotion. But yeah, extremely callous remark. Gee, go figure. Kilmeade's, funny name, right? Mea culpa came one day after his original comment, just kill him, that's it. Went viral across multiple social media sites. Fox and Friends segment aired Wednesday morning, but it didn't seem to garner widespread attention until Saturday morning, when it was picked up by Fox News critics such as Aaron Rupar. Yeah, it doesn't pick any attention until it's picked up by another one of these mouthpieces in this Hegelian dialectic and this massive divide and conquer agenda that is the United States media operation, the fourth branch of the government of the United States. Literally, you might as well have agents at your door telling you what's going on outside. Okay, so the clip labeled Brian Kilmeade endorses euthanizing the homeless had garnered more than 20 million views on X by Sunday afternoon. Commenters immediately called for the conservative network, which has a reputation for almost never apologizing, to take action against Kilmeade. Okay, though this guy should have been fired on the spot, like the other anchors in a real world where you can't just talk about killing people on national TV and still sit at your desk in the morning and make millions of dollars. In a real world, the other anchors would have stood up and said, I am appalled by your unprofessionalism, your lack of humanity in what journalism is rooted in, supposed to be rooted in, because journalism was, let's see, people got tired of, I'm getting texts, people got tired of governments crushing the people, so the people decided to start documenting their own experiences. This is where journalism comes in. These are not journalists. I hate when they call them journalists. They are propaganda agents. Agents. Let's say it together. Agents. Thank you to those who said that with me. Okay, so, yeah, this guy still has his job, but, other people said something about Charlie Kirk and they lost their job and losing their homes and families of 4 because the right doesn't believe in freedom of speech and neither does the left. And there's this whole horseshoe effect now where the left has become the right and the right has become the left, and those of us that are caught in the middle are like, dude, you guys are still doing this. Bunch of morons. They're not, I can't help it, Father, forgive them for they don't know. Okay, so basically, and of course they bring it up, and the other hosts were talking about last month's murder of Irina Zarutska in Charlotte, North Carolina. Suspect in the killing struggled with mental illness and was living in a homeless shelter, suspect's mother told CNN. So they bring up their other operations in order to strengthen and inflame the divide. But just the fact, okay, we don't need to go into like more than this, but basically this is what the co-host Lawrence Jones said. Taxpayers have given billions of dollars to mental health and homeless population, but a lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that's necessary. Yeah, you know why? Because we have clips where people are talking about, that they just kill people inside of these shelters. But I did want to show you where all of these homeless people are going to be going. We know this, but maybe people are new to this channel and they don't. I gotta go dig into my YouTube. Stand by. Okay, this is a video that I put up 4 years ago. Oh, as you can see, FEMA, they tagged my video 4 years ago. Can't believe I've been putting up videos that long, even though I've been taking breaks and stuff. This is also before I knew how to properly film. This is where the homeless people are going to go. I'm going to keep my phone up right on the
FEMA camp, Springdale, Ohio. Right outside of Cincinnati. This is where people will be going.
Yeah, so as you can see,
does that look like a Walmart to you?
sorry, the original video is sideways.
This is insane. And if you don't know, FEMA, Homeland Security, teamed up with Walmart in 2013 in order to keep our communities safe. This is how they're doing it on U.S. soil. Straight up.
Okay, so that was a video that I did 4 years ago, and as you can see, that is a fully done converted Walmart into a FEMA camp. All this stuff's ready. They got the troops on the ground. Let me go to my next article real quick. We don't have to sit here. Okay, I don't need to go. I just brought this up for a second here real quick. This is the second time Well, third time, sorry. 3 killed in third U.S. strike on alleged drug boat in international waters, Trump says. Bringing out something like this is only to basically get everybody comfortable with the idea that the United States, especially under the direction of President Donald Trump, can work without any kind of criticism or anything like that they can work with impunity. Trump literally blew up. He just said that it was a drug boat. How do we know this? What if it was just a family of 6 out there on the water and they decided to make an example of them and tell us that it was a drug boat? That's how easy it would be, by the way. That's literally how easy it would be. They never show any drugs. They never show the seizure of these things. And plus, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the United States government is responsible for most of the drugs, if not all of the drug trade. They have complete control of what enters and exits the United States in that regard, because that's just... Hi, Yellow Jacket. No, I don't want to say hi to you. No, I don't. Thank you. Yellow Jacket's flying in my face. Anyway. So this is all just to get everybody comfortable with the idea that, well, Donald Trump is going to be doing this kind of thing. He's going to be just making strikes anywhere, dropping bombs anywhere. But he ordered another strike against the boat, international waters in the Caribbean, that he said was trafficking illicit narcotics. On my orders, the Secretary of War ordered a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel affiliated with a designated terrorist organization conducting narco-trafficking in the U.S. Southcom area of responsibility, Trump said in a post on his social media platform. Yeah, Secretary of War, by the way, they changed that. It used to be Defense, so now, like, we're at war. This is a huge war. This is the New World Order. It was the third strike targeting alleged drug traffickers and the second one this week. This is absolutely insane. Even if it was true, just because somebody is trafficking drugs, usually because these people have no other option and they have to make a lot of money, and drug laws aren't the same, not even from state to state, but drug laws are not the same in every country. A lot of countries look favorably on natural drugs and things like that. We don't hear about these things, but something like cocaine or poppy or things like that, these are considered, well, when used in not a drug addiction type of way. If you go down into and talk to the Hindu and Tibetan monks, if you come back over here and go down to South America and talk to the shamans, they tell you that they use these things. They use these things as natural remedies. Problem is, whenever you start cutting them with other drugs and making it illegal and then creating these entire forces to fight this illegal thing that you've created because you want control of it, this is why drugs are illegal in the first place. It's because they want to control that, and they want to take people into the prisons when they get arrested on the street for the illegal drugs, and they also want to crush the population under addiction. I see it in my towns every single day. I can drive the next town over and literally see 20 people doing the fentanyl lean, is what they call it. But the government's allowed these things. But on the president's orders, just some little boat or something, they just blow it up. Worldwide martial law is about to become a thing. It's not just going to be here. They're going to lock the entire world down at one time. U.S. Southern Command's area of responsibility includes South America and the Caribbean Sea. Gee, I didn't know that we could just, over international waters, the United States can just blow up whatever it wants. Narco-terrorists. See that? According to Trump, they killed 3 men. Narco-terrorists. This is also about the labels, the general blanket terms that they throw out to group everybody together. And this is about getting the population to accept not just other people, but also people that live within our country being called terrorists. They don't really understand what that implies. All those nice little laws that we all were for, whenever everybody was told that Muslims blew up buildings in New York City on 9/11, all those laws that we were just told were for patriotism and America and war, and they attacked us, and yeah, do whatever you want to those terrorists. Yeah, the chickens are coming home to roost. They call you a terrorist. You know what they could do to you? Do you know what they could do to you? They call you a terrorist? That's literally the climate that we're in right now. stroking divide, calling each other terrorists on all sides, and then the government comes in. You think when they come to your town, they're going to go through, and I've had this conversation with people on the left and the right alike. I said, do you think when they come to your town, they're going to like go through a roster and say, okay, this is a Republican, this is a Democrat, this guy doesn't have any affiliation with any politics, this is this. And I say, no, when they come to your town, it is all hands on deck. It is everybody's a criminal, everybody's scum. That's the way that these things have always carried out in history. Something fitting to bring up, I probably should bring up. It'll be the last thing I bring up for this short video, since we were talking about labeling people terrorists. I'm just going to show you who all could be considered a terrorist and who will be considered a terrorist and who will have these laws brought down on them. The ones that, they can lock you up internally or indefinitely. Indefinite detention, internment resettlement operations. A lot of people, my people, know what I'm talking about, and but people that are new here, if you don't know what that is, you should probably look it up, because it's not fun. It's not fun. Let's just go see who is to be considered a terrorist. Okay, I don't have much more time before I have to go, but I was trying to find the one that I had, because it was the actual 2013 Cornell.edu, not Cornell.edu. It was the Homeland Security document on Cornell.edu. They had a copy of it. The Homeland Security watch list document for 2013 is the one I was looking for, but I had to go and find this. So I will find the one that I have, and I'll make a separate video about that, because that's legit documentation. But everything in here is true. So if any of these apply to you, sir, or madam, are a terrorist. And you can see exactly how that's going to play out. And, well, we can actually see some avenues now. Well, we used to be able to be like, oh, well, how are they going to get away with convincing Americans to call Americans terrorists or something like that? Or, oh, how would they justify this or that? Well, now we can see these avenues being played out. But I want you to really look in here and understand this isn't a left or right thing, that this is anything that has to do with being an American is what it comes down to. Talk about individual liberties, you're a terrorist. You advocate for states' rights? Oh yeah, there won't be any states. States won't exist in the New World Order. You're a terrorist. You want to make the world a better place. That's literally everybody, man. Come on. Come on, Yellow Jacket, please. I said hi to you once. They actually begged me for water because I put water out for the Yellow Jackets and they go insane. And sometimes I put a little bit of salt in it, or not salt, sugar. I sometimes put a little bit of sugar in it for them. But they want me to fill up this water bowl out here, so they keep coming up in my face and landing on me. The colonists who sought to free themselves from British rule. Those that are interested in defeating the communists. Those that believe the interest of one's own nation are separate from the interest of other nations or the common interest of all nations. Do you see that? Anyone that holds political ideology that the state considers to be unnecessary, harmful, or undesirable. You're literally a terrorist, any of these. There's 72 of them. I'll go slow. Take action to fight against the exploitation of environment or animals. Anti-gay. Anti-immigrant. I'm getting your water, dude. Come on. These Yellow Jackets won't leave me alone. I'm gonna get your water, man. Give me like 10 minutes. Anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim, the Patriot Movement, opposition to equal rights for gays and lesbians, members of Family Research Council, American Family Association, those that believe that the United States, Canada, and Mexico are secretly planning to merge into a European Union-like entity that will be known as the North American Union. Well, they're actually working on a framework for that right now. Trump's basically said that. Members of the American Border Patrol, there we go. Members of the Federation for American Immigration Reform. But isn't it funny that the Border Patrol thing, like now that we're seeing now the demonization, you can't have national borders in a one world government. Members of the Tennessee Freedom Coalition, members of the Christian Action Network, anyone that is opposed to the New World Order, well, that's me, and anybody on this channel. That's like literally the description of my channel. Like, this channel is about exposing the New World Order and promoting, this channel is about exposing the New World Order and, what is it again? I wrote it, come on. This channel is about exposing the New World Order and promoting freedom. That's what it is. I was going to say providing information on something, but no, it's promoting freedom. Anyone that's engaged in conspiracy theorizing, and we know that that's any and everybody. Anyone that's opposed to Agenda 21. Anyone that's concerned about FEMA camps. Doesn't say believes in, it says if you're concerned about it. Fears impending gun control, gun confiscation, the militia movement, sovereign citizen movement, those that don't think they should have to pay taxes. Anyone that complains about bias, that's everybody in the world. Are you serious? This is why they did this. Anyone that believes in government conspiracies to the point of paranoia. Well, you could define paranoia, but you're only paranoid. No, it was paranoid until it started raining for 40 days and 40 nights. Anyone that's frustrated with mainstream ideologies. Yeah, if you're frustrated with the New World Order ideologies. Reminds me of what that one New World Order puppet said. Was it Manly P. Hall or was it Rosenthal? They said countless people will hate the New World Order and will die protesting it. Anyone that visits extremist websites and blogs. Well, I'm considered an extremist, so you guys are all terrorists. Imagine that. Anyone that establishes a website blog to display extremist views. Again, they literally take my videos down still and say that they're extremists. But I'm not even an extremist, I am a moderate. I happily exist in the middle. Just like our founders, that's what they were. Most of them were moderates. But according to the Crown, they were extremists. See how that works? Anyone that attends rallies for extremist causes, well, that's me, again. Exhibits extreme religious intolerance. Come on, man, this is crazy. Personally connected with a grievance. Hey, did your mother die? Did your brother die? Did your child, God forbid, pass away? And a grievance is something that they can also pull on a national scale. This whole Charlie Kirk thing, they could say this is a grievance for the whole nation. There you go, you're a terrorist now. This is one of their backdoor ways. This isn't even just... You should see all the other ways they have to not even just call you a terrorist. There are things worse than being called a terrorist, mind you, like a tax cheat. Oh yeah, that's the worst one. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyone that suddenly acquires weapons. You gotta laugh in a time like this. Anyone that organizes protest inspired by extremist ideology. Militia or an unorganized militia. Now, if you remember the definition of militias, in Black's Law Dictionary, militia is anybody who gets together in a group to defend their freedom. Unorganized militia is anybody that exists, that is able to carry arms. That is the definition of unorganized militia. Common people. General right-wing extremists. Citizens that have bumper stickers that are patriotic or anti-United Nations. Those that refer to an army of God or Yahuwah. Funny that they put that in there, right? Those that are fiercely nationalistic as opposed to universal and international in orientation. Well, yeah, I believe that. I believe that America should tell the entire world to go do whatever, and we should, well, get rid of the Federal Reserve debt system, bring it back to tangible things that can be traded for currency, gold and silver, what have you, and plots of land could even be used for currency, backed by currency. These are things that the general population has no idea, because they think that, oh, there's just money and that's the end-all be-all because that's it. Nope, we're human beings. Anything that's worth of value to you is worth something. Yeah. And if we had a national currency in which everybody could exchange a lot of things that are valuable to them for that currency, that's the way it used to be done. Gold, silver, other precious metals. Okay, those that are anti-global, suspicious of centralized federal authority, those that are reverent of individual liberty. Sheesh, they don't like me. Those that believe in conspiracy theories, they definitely don't like me because I just come right out here and say it. I don't hide. Those that believe in conspiracy theories, believe that one's personal or national way of life is under attack. Believe in the need to be prepared for an attack either by participating in paramilitary preparations and training in survivalism. Those that would impose strict religious tenets or laws on Torah on society, fundamentalists. Those that would insert religion into the political sphere. By this definition, they're terrorists. But rules for thee and not for me, right? Seek to politicize religion, supported political movements for autonomy, anti-abortion, anti-Catholic, anti-nuclear, right-wing extremists, returning veterans, concerned about illegal immigration, believe in the right to bear arms, ammunition stockpiling, fear of communist regimes. I don't think anyone's afraid of a communist. Come on, man. Anti-abortion activists, those that are against illegal immigration, those that talk about the New World Order in a derogatory manner. Ooh. Those that have a negative view of the United Nations. For people that have no power, they sure give us the credibility and lend us that credibility that we do have some power. Because why? Negative view of the United Nations, opposed to the collection of federal income tax, supported former presidential candidates Ron Paul, Chuck Baldwin, and Bob Barr. Those that display the Gadsden flag, and those that believe in end times prophecies. And here's the best one: evangelical Christians, followers of Yahuwah Elohim, Yahweh, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, whatever you want to call him. Yep. Specifically warned not to have anything to do with such groups members of the military are. Huh. My father and my stepfather are both members of the military. I wonder what they were asked. I'm going to tell them to go in there and ask about me. But yes, you could be considered a potential terrorist for anything. And this is literally... And this actually is good that this person brought this up in June of this year, because this has been around since 2013 when they did this. We're moving into our uncharted territory now, guys, and don't be surprised if another major event takes place in the news. Don't be surprised, because they're going to keep moving with these dialectics. They're going to keep moving with these with all these programs that they have and all these psychological operations, and they're going to keep inflaming the divide on all sides, and they're going to keep moving troops into the cities, and then when the National Guard is all there and they're shown that they cannot handle these problems because they own the media, so all they got to do is just go on there and say that all these things are terrible, and they have AI and any number of things now. They could fake so many videos. Hollywood's so good, it's best just not to believe anything on the television. I have not watched television in a long time. The only media I consume is media that I am criticizing. So, yeah, we are moving into very uncharted territories. And I really hope that you all are generally, spiritually, mentally, if not physically, prepared. Spiritually is the most important. This is a time that we're going to need to rely on people in our everyday lives. If you're not close with your brothers and sisters and your parents, get close with them. If you're bound by politics because they did whatever to you and you try to tell them the truth, that's okay. Keep talking to them. My family's coming around. Finally. I've been telling them since 08. 07, 08. I remember being a 13-year-old kid telling my parents about these things and my whole family. But now, whenever I talk, they shut up because they know. But we can't just keep sitting around complaining online. That's what they want us to do. And then they go and they get our reaction and they tweak it ever so lightly. And the fact that they've set up this New World system to make people think that they're guiding themselves was genius. Because common cause can be born out of pain and suffering. But if everyone is locked into their own individual worlds of hyper-materialism and hyper-realism, then we get exactly where we're at now, a nation of apathy, where the common person probably won't even care if they themselves are getting ripped out of their house, because I literally saw a video that some guy said it was better to sleep, because it's better to be asleep than to be alive. That's where we are. So, God bless you all. It's going to get interesting.